Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with a video on a raging attack in the World Girls Chess Championships 2019, which is being held as I record this video from the 1st to the 13th of October. I have a very special game for you from round 7. The Youth and Girls World Championships are played in different age categories. The game I'll show you is from the under 18s girls section, which is the most senior section. There are younger age groups as well. The white player in this game, it's also the young lady on the photograph, is Polina Shufalova from Orsk in Russia. She's a women international master and she's also the defending champion of the under 18 group. Her opponent in this game is Anna Afonasieva, also from Russia. She's a women FIDE master. Shufalova opened e4. The game was played on the 8th of October 2019 and Afonasieva played a Sicilian. Knight f3, d6, d4, take, take. Knight f6 attacking the pawn on e4, knight c3, and black plays the Najdorf. Here bishop g5 is the main move from theory, but bishop e2 is also very popular. e5 kicking the knight. Knight back to b3, bishop e7, and both players castled. And here bishop e3 is a main move, but also the move played by Shufalova. King h1, quite an instructive move. White wants to play up the f-pawn, and also already goes out of the way with the king for any queen b6 checks, which could be nasty double attacks if you're not careful. Just moving the king out of the way, so you don't have to worry about queen b6 anymore. Bishop e6 developing, and there goes that f-pawn. Queen to c7, and white keeps going forward. f5, and it won't be the last pawn move she will make on the king side, as we'll see. Here bishop c4 is the main theoretical move, but black played bishop d7. Bishop c4 is more active, a more active square for the bishop, also threatening to swap an attacker. g4 is then the main move, and this was played in a few games from Grandmaster Nigel Short, who played for the World Championships in 1993 against Garry Kasparov. But as said, bishop d7 was played by Afonasieva. g4 anyway, bishop c6 improving the bishop, and attacking the e4 pawn now with two pieces. It's only defended by the knight. So bishop f3 was played by Shufalova. h6. Always a difficult decision. Do you want to make a pawn move in front of your king? It can be a hook for white to use, maybe for a piece sacrifice on h6. But sometimes it is necessary to make a pawn move. It's one of the most difficult things in chess, deciding when to play a pawn move in front of the king when you're facing an attack and when not to do that. And as with everything, stronger players are better at it than weaker players. I did not mention the rating yet of the players. White has a rating of 2174 and black of 2071. And after h6, h4 was played by white. Knight back, attacking the h4 pawn now. But there's no stopping white. She keeps striding forwards with her pawns. g5. That pawn was taken, and white did not recapture. She played rook g1. And black took another pawn. G takes h4. Black has calmly grabbed two pawns and is saying to white, it's up to you to prove that your attack is strong enough. If it isn't, I'll be two pawns up. And there goes Shufalova. Bishop h6. I keep saying Shufalova, I'm not even sure if that's the right pronunciation, maybe it's Shuvalova. Anyway, I think I have a very loyal follower from Ukraine, Igor. Maybe Igor, you can tell me how badly I have messed up the pronunciations of those Russian words. Bishop f6 from Afonasieva. The pawn was hanging on g7, attacked twice, and also pinned. Black cannot take the bishop on h6 because the g-pawn is pinned to the rook on g1. So bishop f6 was to protect that pawn a second time. Queen d2. King h8 unpinning the g-pawn. Bishop back to e3 to save that bishop that was now hanging on h6. And here knight d7 is the best move according to the engine. But black played b5. Also not a bad move. She has to find some counterplay on the queen side to distract white's pieces from the attack on the king side. Rook g4, preparing to double rooks on the g-file. Black keeps going with her counterplay, attacking the knight. Knight went to d5 and was swapped there. Queen takes back and knight c6, developing that knight. Rook a to g1. White has no choice, she has to keep attacking. The game is in the balance. It's a very exciting fight. a5 from the engine. That is the best move according to the engine I am using. No nerves. Engines have no nerves. She just keeps going forward, threatening a4 to kick that knight and not worrying too much about what's happening on the king side. But Afanasieva played knight e7, bringing that knight closer to the defense. Queen d2. White is now going to swing the queen over to the king side. The engine wants to play rook to a to c8 here, but d5 was Afanasieva's choice. There goes the queen to the king side, and this is a big moment. The engine likes rook a to c8 or rook f to c8 and claims that black is better, but queen d7 was the choice of Afanasieva. I think the idea she had it was that black wants to take on e4, and then she will be attacking the f5 pawn with two pieces. We'll see something like that in the game. That was the idea of queen d7. White decided on knight c5 with a tempo, attacking black's queen. Queen dropped back to c8, but is still on this diagonal. Bishop f2, attacking the h4 pawn. White wants to open up the h-file for the attack. And now we see the idea from black. D takes e4, and if you take back, for example with the bishop, then there is knight takes f5. And black is doing fine, is better. But after d takes e4, Shuvalova did not take back on e4. She played a very difficult move, but also a very strong move, the best move in the position. Bishop takes h4. What a move. Giving up more material for the attack. She had calculated that e takes f3, taking the bishop, is not possible. Black saw it as well. She did not play this move, because now there is a forced checkmate. Bishop takes f6, and if you take back, then there is a queen sacrifice. Not a very difficult one. King has to take, and this is checkmate, with two rooks. Very beautiful. So after bishop takes h4, black cannot take the bishop on f3. Afanasieva saw that and played knight g8. Knights are great defenders. And here white can take on e4 with the knight. Then queen takes f5 and queen g2, which is very good for white. Tremendous pressure over the g-file and also three minor pieces taking part in the attack. But instead of knight takes e4, Shuvalova took with the bishop on e4. Giving up this knight. And black took it. Queen takes c5. White has given up a full piece there. But Shuvalova had correctly assessed this position. She had seen that her attack was winning. The engine wants to take on g7 straight away and sees that white is winning. Bishop takes and rook takes. You cannot take back because queen g3 check, and the engine is giving mate in 11 moves from here. A forced checkmate is already on the board, with the queen, the two bishops and the pawn on f5. But after queen takes c5, giving up that piece, white decided not to take on g7. She played bishop f2 first, with a tempo on black's queen, opening up the h-file. Here, queen c4, a very difficult move, is the only way to keep the fight going, but black collapses under the pressure. She did not find queen c4, she played queen e7, and now there's a forced checkmate. You may want to put the video on pause and look for this very forced sequence yourself. It's very beautiful. Look on the king on h8. At the end of this mating variation, the king will be on h3. Quite incredible. You don't see that too often. White struck with rook takes g7. Threatening checkmate with queen takes h7. So you have to take. And now look at this move. Queen takes h7 check anyway. We're gonna lure the king out of its cage all the way to h3. King takes is the only move. And now f6 check. Wonderful. Attacking the queen, but that's not important. We are after the king. If you drop back, then we have checkmate with the pawn, which is very beautiful. And if you don't drop back, but play king h6, like Afanasyeva did, then bishop e3 check from Shuvalova. The king has to keep going forward. King h5 is the only move. And bishop f3 check. And now king h4 is the only move. And bishop f2 check. Here Afanasyeva resigned. She could have played on. The game would only have lasted one more move. Because after king h3, the checkmate move is bishop g4. And this is a very pretty picture. Black's king was on h8 a handful of moves ago and is now on h3 and is being checkmated. White only has his rook and 2 bishops left. Black has a box full of pieces, but the black king was caught in a very nice mating net. Beautiful game. Polina Shuvalova, 18 years old. Defending champion. I'll let you know in a future video if she was able to defend her title successfully. But even if she doesn't, this game will, I'm sure, live for long in her memory. And if you have not done so yet, I'm asking you to submit a move in our game, Rick Against the Chess to Impress viewers. Let's put the position on the board. We are at move 15. And this is the current position. I've just played a2, a4, and it is your move. You can take part in this game by entering your 15th move, the 15th move for black, in the comment section underneath this video. Then you will also be in the raffle. At the end of the game, I will raffle a chess book amongst the viewers who have taken part in this game. So please let me know what your move is. On Sunday, as part of the viewers game series, we will play a new move. We will play your move and my reply. I hope you will take part in our game. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel and please leave a comment. I will read them all and I will reply to them all. If you liked the video, it would be great if you could share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter and on Facebook. This is Rick for Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.